Hey, what's up guys? Section here. And finally, meron na tayong OLED gaming monitor na re-review dito sa channel courtesy of MSI with their MEG 342C QD-OLED curved gaming monitor. I'm looking forward to this since OLED is probably one of the best display technologies right now, being known for its deeper blacks, better contrast, and greater color performance combined with quantum dot technology. Although matagal yung OLED technology na ginagamit especially sa smartphones and TVs. Now we're finally seeing it going into gaming displays as well. So let's check this one out. Inside the box, we have one DisplayPort cable, one HDMI cable, one USB Type-C cable, audio cable, two different power cords, one USB Type-B connector, as well as documentation and the mouse bungee accessory, which you can attach on either side of the monitor. So the MSI MEG 342C QD-OLED is a 34-inch ultra-wide monitor with 1800R curvature, 21:9 aspect ratio, and meron siyang 3440 by 1440 resolution. It uses a QD-OLED panel, which combines quantum dot technology with OLED. And the result is better color vibrance and performance as well as nearly perfect black levels. It is designed to combine the excellent contrast na nakikita natin sa mga OLED display along with the vividness and brightness ng quantum dot technology. It also has a 175Hz refresh rate panel, which has a very fast response time of up to 0.03 milliseconds gray to gray, ideally suited for fast-moving game genres such as FPS, racing games, sports, RTS, and more. Very responsive display which surely helps you improve your game performance. It also supports adaptive sync, particularly FreeSync Premium Pro, to avoid screen tearing, and may console mode din ito for console gamers with VRR or variable refresh rate up to 2K or 1440p resolution on PS5 or Full HD up to 120Hz. Meron din itong 10-bit panel, hindi FRC, which means a wider range of colors are possible. May HDR support and may certification ito ng VESA Display HDR 400 True Black. Color-wise, it's pretty accurate since QD OLED panel ito. In our testing, we achieved an almost perfect coverage of the DCI P3 color space at 99%. 95% of Adobe RGB, which MSI claims at 97.8%. And more than 100% of sRGB, 139% according to MSI's product page. So for content creators, okay na okay to if you're looking for a monitor for editing and entertainment consumption, since it also has a delta E of less than 2. And kung hindi naman totally highly pro work ang gagawin, which would need specialized displays. On SDR, it feels like a bit darker even at 100% brightness, since its brightness is only around 200 to 250 nits. Maybe it's due to it being an OLED panel, which is actually known for poor brightness, but the quantum dot technology should be able to help on that. Although there's a setting here sa OSD niya which says peak 1000, which I think translates to 1000 nits, but could be achieved only when HDR is turned on. In terms of its design, since it's in the MEG series of MSI's products, which is their highest end product line, we can see that it was somehow geared towards luxury, especially with the gold accents. From the MSI Dragon logo at the back to the stand, madami ring gold accents, which is a mix of plastic material and metal inside. And the small MSI logo at the front. There's a lot of intricate details sa design niya, like the vent ports, the removable cover sa display connection ports, and sa stand attachment area just in case you'd like to use a VESA wall mount. The 5-way navigation joystick, which also serves the OSD function, and the power button, as well as macro keys for more function shortcuts. By default, that activates the Gaming Intelligence app, pero you can change it there to do other functions. Take note that you need the USB Type-B cable connected first for it to work. Speaking of the stand, it also has a cable pass-through, although I think medyo masikip pag marami ng cables na nakalagay. Unfortunately, this monitor also has limited ergonomic adjustments, only covering both height and tilt, so no swiveling to left and right unless iurong mo din yung stand. And of course, no rotation since napakalapad nito. One thing to comment here is that it's stable enough to prevent unnecessary wobbling. On the front naman, you can see the RGB bar sa baba ng panel, which they call Spectrum Bar. And I like this one in particular since you can do a lot of things with this. Highly customizable since Mystic Light compatible ito. You can do something like music visualizers and more. But what I think would be the favorite here is yung glow sync feature, which would copy what's on your display, particularly sa baba niya. So parang bias ambient lighting na nakasunod sa kung ano yung nasa display mo. Sa taas naman ng spectrum bar, you'll see two little holes at the middle area, which is for the ANC or noise cancelling mics, and an ambient light sensor. Nope, hindi siya webcam. which is for their smart brightness feature. So with the power of AI, the screen's brightness and color temperature would be optimized or adjusted according sa lighting ng surrounding sa area. You can probably see this feature in the action with most smartphones. There's also a good anti-glare or anti-reflection surface coating which really help with glare sa display. So there's a minimal distraction when a light source is pointed on or tumatama sa display. Connection-wise, there's a 2 HDMI 2.1 ports, 1 DisplayPort 1.4a, and 1 USB-C port which also has support for DisplayPort and may PD charging din of up to 65 watt. Meron din itong 4 USB 3.2 Gen 1 Type A ports, dalawa sa gilid and dalawa on the back. Another 1 USB Type B naman for connecting it to the computer, and 1 3.5mm pass-through jacks for both mic and headphone. The MSI MEG 342C QD-OLED has a lot of other features, and you can find most of them in the OSD or even better on the MSI's Gaming Intelligence app and Remote Display app on Android smartphones, kung saan pwede mong baguhin almost all of the parameters that you can find on the OSD, like color presets, brightness, and contrast. Enable yung game assist features gaya ng night vision, smart crosshair, optic scope, and more. May built-in KVM function din ito, useful if you have a multiple PCs connected at the same time and control them all with just one keyboard and mouse, as well as picture-in-picture and picture-by-picture function, and firmware update through USB. One interesting feature here is the MSI OLED Care, since we all know that OLED displays susceptible yan sa burn-ins. So there are features like panel protection, pixel shifting, and more. So there's some parameters there to set to prevent burn-in ng elements on screen, lalo na kung matagal na static ang display. Sa ghosting, well, I'm glad to say na halos wala makitang ghosting based dito sa image nito, since OLEDs are known to respond almost immediately. In terms of input lag naman, we've tested this using the open source latency testing tool or OSLTT. And we have an average of 2.92 millisecond on the on-display lag, actually unperceivable to the human eye na ito. And even if we gather all the others here in this graph gaya nitong polling delay and render time, we'll only have an average display input lag of around 4.61 millisecond. For its power consumption, I tested it at 100% brightness and the spectrum bar at the highest level, and nag-peak siya at around 120 watts. Medyo mataas, yes, but again, this is the highest brightness settings, so I wouldn't recommend this setting unless necessary. So in my opinion, OLED displays are great lalo na kung ang habol mo ay more contrast and deeper blacks than other display panel types like LCDs or just plain LEDs. And with the addition of the quantum dot technology, it will produce more brighter and vibrant colors and higher dynamic range. So very pleasing to the eye, especially kapag nanonood ka ng videos or movies, or even on games, especially with the MSI MEG 342C QD-OLED being an ultra-wide monitor din. Since this is a 1440p ultra-wide, kahit papano mas madali itong i-drive compared to 4K displays. Napakaganda na experience namin dito on multitasking or productivity, and also on gaming. Mas ma-enjoy nyo yung graphics ng laro because of more vibrant and accurate colors. The performance of the monitor is also really great, even on fast-moving games titles, so there's nothing deal-breaking dito, aside from the few cons here. Like there's no built-in speakers, but that's expected since you'll probably use a better one anyway. As well as medyo madilim lang din yung brightness, especially when on SDR mode. In fact, when we tried this monitor, we immediately saw the difference between conventional displays and this one, lalo na sa colors and blacks, which gave us the impression that there's no turning back from OLEDs anymore. I think this is the future of gaming displays, and sana it trickles down to more segments including the lower end products so that abot kamay ito ng mas marami. And for the price, the MSI MEG 342C QD-OLED has an MSRP of 74,995 pesos. Yes, medyo mahal siya, but remember guys, the QD-OLED technology is still new. Feature pack din itong monitor compared to others, and of course, being on the MEG product line ni MSI. This is definitely a premium product.